Art history, a brief introduction. The story of Western art is a long one, and most countries have played their part. But over the centuries, two countries have played a greater part in defining Western art than most: Italy and France. There was, of course, significant art happening elsewhere in the world throughout history, but European art arguably led the way with much innovation and global influence. There were many factors behind Europe's artistic influence on the world, but a key reason was the colonisation of lands, primarily in the Americas, Africa, Asia, and Australia, by European countries such as France, Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, and Britain. Colonisation refers to one country occupying another and taking control of it for economic benefits. There were many negative implications for native people of these lands, and Indigenous art of countries like Australia and Africa will be studied in more detail within the Global Cultures Unit as part of your Art GCSE. For many thousands of years, art evolved very slowly, if at all. By Roman times, it had reached a degree of sophistication. From the 11th century onwards, the pace of artistic change accelerated. The Romanesque style in architecture and the Byzantine style in painting was superseded by the new international Gothic style that gave us Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Then came the Renaissance, which had started in Italy but flourished in France in the 15th century, when France was at the cutting edge of European culture and art. Renaissance means rebirth in French, and it was a fervent period of European cultural, artistic, political and economic discovery following the Middle Ages and leading up to the 17th century. In the visual arts, it was in the 19th century that France re-emerged as a world leader, and Paris came to be seen as the world capital of art. It was here that modern European art was born. While landscape art and Romanticism in literature had blossomed earlier in England, it was in France that artistic Romanticism took strongest hold, leading to a reconsideration of the meaning and purpose of art, and a new sense of freedom. Out of this came Impressionism, and beyond Impressionism, the whole rapid development of modern art. Impressionism was key in instigating this new era, and Monet has often been described as the father of modern art. This is why France is so significant in art history. It was considered the world capital for art. A number of key art movements began in France, and many artists and architects came from other countries to live and work in France as a result. Leonardo da Vinci, Vincent van Gogh, and Pablo Picasso are just some examples. Throughout the history of art, styles and techniques have evolved and changed, and each new departure has sprung from or been a reaction against the styles and techniques that came before it. Significant historical events such as revolution and war have also proved vital influences on the development of art history. Key events and social upheaval continue to inspire and influence artists today. During your pre-course GCSE tasks, you will be introduced to significant art movements and artists, starting at the beginning of modern art. I will be providing information, but it will be up to you to conduct in-depth research, as having knowledge of key moments in art history will support your study of art during the GCSE course. The course itself will include the study of many contemporary artists from a variety of different backgrounds and specialisms.